Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are going to be getting some more knowledge today about our neck and treating your own neck. We're going to be reading from the McKenzie Method, Treat Your Own Neck by Robin McKenzie. Again, I am not a doctor, I'm not a licensed physician by any means. I'm just a guy who is trying to ensure that my neck and back and everything stay in excellent shape as much as I can for my entire life. So I'm here to educate you. So we're going to go ahead and get into chapter 3. We'll do a real quick recap of what we learned yesterday. Yesterday, we learned that there are 3 sections to your spine: the cervical spine, which is the top 7 bones, the thoracic spine, which is the middle, and then lumbar, which is the lower half. Your spinal nerve is red, it is the information train. Your spinal cord, your spinal canal is yellow, it's the insulation inside of the spine. And then vertebral body, that's the bone cartilage area. That's bone. And then the disc is clear, it's cartilage, it's rubber like a washer. Pain lets you know that you're hurt, past, present, as well as in future. And then posture, how we should stand. We should stand straight up, shoulders nice and back. Our head should be aligned to where there's a little bitty cusp in the back. So if it feels like you're falling back, obviously that's too far. So you'll bring it up where you're aligned. And it may feel like you're pointing up at the sky. You're actually just aligned properly. That's all. So that's what we learned yesterday. So chapter 3, common causes of neck pain. Check out the person sitting in the chair. It's probably essential. The most common form of neck pain is caused by overstretching of ligaments due to postural stresses. This may occur when sitting with poor posture for a long time. Photo 7, as we just saw, the person in the chair is hunched over, so they're like, yo, which I know feels really comfortable because gravity's pulling us. But we need to sit up and we need to have that aligned posture, okay? And when working in, posture for a long time, photo 7. When lying or sleeping with the head in an awkward position, photo 8 and 9. Let's get to 8 and 9. Photo 8. Notice how the head is tilted too far up. 9. That's actually really comfortable, but apparently that's bad. So bad sleeping posture, bad laying posture. Okay. That's what those two are. And when working in strained positions in photo 10, let's go to photo 10. That would be photo 10. Okay. And that one says strained working position. Okay. When you look carefully at these photos, you will see that the cervical lordosis is no longer present, meaning that when your neck is straight, that little thing in the back that we were just talking about, that little curve is no longer present, meaning that you're like this. Okay? Of all these postural stresses, the poor sitting posture, that is sitting with the head protruded, is by far the one most often at fault. Poor posture itself may produce neck pain. Once neck problems have developed, however, poor posture will frequently make them worse and always perpetuate them. The main theme of this chapter is that pain or postural origin will not occur if you avoid prolonged overstretching. Should pain develop, there are certain movements you can perform in order to stop that pain. You should not have to seek assistance whenever postural pain arises. Consequences of postural neglect. Unfortunately, many of us spend much of our work and leisure time with the neck in a protruded position and lose the lordosis completely. Yeah. On the other hand, we seldom or never increase it to its maximum. If you reduce the lordosis for long periods at a time and never properly restore it, you eventually lose the ability to form the hollow, which is that little curve. Some people who habitually adapt poor posture and remain unaware of the underlying cause experience neck pain throughout their lifetime simply because they were not in the possession of the necessary information to correct the postural faults. When pains and postural origins are first felt, they are easily eliminated merely by correcting the posture. However, as time passes, the uncorrected habitual poor posture causes changes in the structure and shape of the joints. Excessive wear occurs, with loss of elasticity resulting in premature aging of the joints. The effects of poor posture in the long term, therefore, can be just as severe and harmful as the effects of injury. Sitting for prolonged periods. When we are moving about, especially when walking briskly, we assume a fairly upright position. The head is retracted and held directly over the vertebrae column and consequently receives the maximum support possible. When we sit and relax in a chair in photo 11, bad sitting posture, the head and neck slowly protrude because the muscles that support them become tired. As the muscles tire, they relax, and so we lose the main support for a good posture. The result is protruding the head posture in photo 12. This posture can be seen around us every day. It is not present during infancy, but develops from mid-teens and onward. As you can see, the protruded head posture. That's also got to do with humans using technology all the time. Okay? We're not really designed to sit for 6 to 8 hours daily, up to 6 days a week. When the prolonged head posture is maintained long enough, it causes overstretching of the ligaments. Thus, pain will arise only in certain positions. Once the protruded posture has become a habit and is maintained most of the time, it may also cause distortion of the disc contained in the vertebrae joints. At this stage, movements as well as positions will produce pain. Neck problems develop in this way. In this way are the consequence of posture neglect. Poor neck posture is not the only cause of neck pain. It is, however, one of the main causes and the most troublesome perpetuating factor. During sitting, the position of the low back strongly influences the posture of the neck. If the low back is allowed to slouch, it is impossible to sit with the head and neck pulled backwards. You can easily try this out yourself. Unfortunately, once we have been sitting in a certain position for a few minutes, our body sags and we end up sitting slouch with a rounded low back and a protruded head and neck. For most people, sitting for prolonged periods results in poor posture. So true. Environmental factors. The design of transportation, commercial and domestic seating only encourages our poor postural habits. Ooh. Although most seats nowadays have some level of lumbar support, rarely do the chairs available give adequate support to the lower back and neck. And unless a conscious effort is made to sit correctly, we are forced to sit badly. For the neck, ideally, the back of the chair should come up high enough so that we can rest our head against it. But this support is not always included. An exception is the seating manufacturer for most airlines, but unfortunately, their head supports generally push the head and neck into the protruded position, which causes our problems. When traveling by car, train, bus, or plane, we are often compelled to sit in the position dictated by the seats provided. It may be necessary for the driver of the car, bus, or truck, especially in bad weather, to protrude the head and neck in order to peer through the windshield. Photo 13, which I'm about to show you, is poor neck posture that results in insufficient or low back support by a chair. Domestic furniture has not received the same design improvements that have been made in the office and commercial field. Unless your favorite lounge chair is exceptional, you will have insufficient support for the low back and neck, and you'll continue to place strain on these areas when you relax for the evening. If your neck problems are aggravated by reading or watching television, it is unlikely that the content of the book, newspaper, or television program is giving you the pain in the neck. The posture that you have adapted is the cause of the pain. And this posture depends to a large extent on the type of chair or support you use. Talking about that, let me get comfortable. Although the poor design of furniture contributes to the development of neck problems, equal blame lies with the way in which we use this furniture. If we do not know how to sit correctly, even the best designed chair will not prevent us from slouching. On the other hand, once we are educated in correct sitting, bad chairs need not have a big impact on our posture. How to manage prolonged sitting situations. Me adjusting again. There we go. In order to prevent the development of neck pain due to prolonged poor sitting, it is necessary to, number one, sit correctly, and number two, interrupt the protruded head posture or prolonged neck bending at regular intervals. In order to treat the neck pain resulting from poor posture, other exercises may need to be performed besides the postural correction. In this chapter, I only discuss the exercises required to reduce postural stress and obtain postural correction. The exercise for relief of pain and increase of function will be dealt with in chapter 5 and in 6. Correction of the sitting posture. You may have been sitting slouched for many years without neck and shoulder pain. However, once you have developed neck problems, you must no longer sit in the old way because this posture will only perpetuate the overstretching discussed previously. If you are sitting slouched with the low back rounded, it is not possible to correct the posture of the neck. Photo 13. Go back a page. Photo 13. Okay? Therefore, it is necessary to first correct the posture of your lower back. How to assume and maintain the correct posture of your lower back in sitting is described in my other book, Treat Your Own Back, which guess what, y'all? We got that one. So you'll be able to reference to Treat Your Own Back once we're done with Treat Your Own Neck. Okay? However, for the purpose of this book, please be fully aware of the following. To sit correctly in photo 14, you must maintain the natural hollow lordosis that is present in your low back while standing. To maintain your lordosis, it is helpful to use a lumbar roll. This is a specially designed support for your lower back, photo 15 and 16. The roll should be made of foam and be no more than 5 to 6 inches in diameter before being compressed. Without this support, your lower back slouches and your head protrudes as soon as you relax or concentrate on anything other than your posture. For example, when talking, reading, writing, working behind a computer, watching television, driving a car. To counteract this slouching, place a lumbar roll in the small of your back, about the level of your belt line, wherever you sit in an easy chair, car, or office chair. Photos 17 through 22. So right now I'm going to show you what it's like to sit properly. Good neck posture made possible with low back support. Okay. Then I'm going to also show you the specially designed foam pads. The original McKenzie range of lumbar rolls is available worldwide. We'll see page 80 for details. Proceed for the sale of an original McKenzie spinal support has been and continue to be donated for the research into improved methods of treatment for musculatory disorders and to provide relevant education for healthcare professionals. So 15 is the original McKenzie Super Roll lumbar. Photo 16 is the original McKenzie lumbar. Okay. Number 17 is going to show us the correct way to sit. Number 18 is going to show us the incorrect way to sit on a sofa. Number 19 is going to show us the correct way to sit in a car. Number 20 is going to show us the incorrect way. Number 21 is going to show us the correct way to sit at a desk. 22 will show us the incorrect way. Okay? Excuse me. So this is them sitting on the sofa. Notice this is incorrect, and to the other side, that is correct. Sitting in a car and sitting in a chair. In order to correct the posture of your neck while sitting, you must first learn how to retract the head. Therefore, you must become fully practiced in exercise 1. Ooh, y'all ready? We're doing an exercise. Exercise 1. Head retraction in sitting. See chapter 5, page 51. All right. Let's see. Please perform this exercise 10 to 15 times per session and repeat the session 3 times per day, preferably morning, noon, and evening. This rhythmic process teaches you the correct position of your head in relation to the rest of your body. Each backward movement of the head must be performed to the maximum possible degree. When the head is pulled back as far as possible, you have assumed the so-called retracted head posture. Photo 23. That would be 23. So it should be something like that. That's what it looks like. Now you have reached the extreme of the corrected head and neck posture. So let's go to page 51 real quick. I actually know this exercise very, very well. Okay. So that exercise that I was saying, do about 10 to 15 times, 3 times a day. We're going to continue to read. We've got quite a few more pages, but I want us to know this exercise. So what it is you'll sit up, okay? Take your 2 fingers if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, 2 fingers, okay? Let's say, let me turn to the opposite. So let's say I'm like this, right? You take your fingers, go as far back as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do 15. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So when you're doing this, you're going to feel a little tight, right? And release. And release. And this is actually going to get you to kind of a straight neck. So that is the exercise for that one. It actually works. I've been taught that one for many years now. So I definitely recommend that one. Correcting head posture. Excuse me. Once you know how to retract the head, you must learn how to find and maintain the correct head and neck posture. The extreme of the retracted head position is a position of strain, and it is not possible to sit in this way for a long time. To sit comfortably and correctly, you must hold your head just short of the extreme retracted posture. To find this, you must first retract the head as far as possible, as we did earlier, right? And then release the last 10% of the movement in photo 24, which I'm going to show y'all here. Now you have retracted the correct head and neck posture, which can be maintained for any length of time. It may take up to 8 days of practice to master this. Good neck posture made possible with low back support. So in 8 short days, y'all, we can get your posture on the right track. Okay. The aim of this part of the program is to first restore the correct posture and then maintain it. As a rule, the pain decreases as your head posture improves, and you have no pain once you maintain the correct posture. The pain will readily reoccur in the first few weeks whenever you allow your head to protrude, but eventually you will remain completely pain-free even when you accidentally forget your posture. However, I recommend that you never again allow yourself to sit slouched with a protruded head for a long time. As soon as you have been completely pain-free for a couple of days, you can resume your normal activities. If from now on you follow the instructions given in this book, you may also be able to prevent further neck problems. When first commencing the above procedures to correction to correct your low back and neck posture in sitting, you will experience some new pains. These may be different from your original pain and may be felt in other places. I actually feel it in my lower ribs. When sitting for prolonged periods, sit correctly, with the low back support by a lumbar roll and the head retracted. New pains, didn't I read that? New pains are a result of performing new exercises and maintaining new positions. They should be expected and will wear off in a few days, provided postural correction is continued on a regular basis. Once you have become used to sitting correctly, you will enjoy it. You soon will notice the reduction of absence of pain and the increased comfort. From then on, you will automatically choose chairs that allow you to sit comfortably. That is a true statement. Let's keep going. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Regular interruption of prolonged neck bending. If you spend long periods of time in the sitting position, for example, while knitting, reading, or performing desk tasks, it is likely that, even with the best of intentions, you will eventually forget to maintain the correct posture. Gradually, you will assume a more or less protruded head posture or a position in which both head and neck are bent forwards. To counteract this, you must frequently interrupt the forward bent position by correcting your neck posture and stretching the head and neck backwards, as described in exercise 2, neck extensions in sitting. For full description, see chapter 5, page 53. Well, we just did that. So if I need to show you again, sit up straight, take your fingers, go as far back as you can, and release. Just like that. Yep, you got it. This will relieve the stresses on the discs between the vertebrae as well as the surrounding tissues. When sitting for prolonged, I'm going to have to stand soon. My back is starting to hurt. When sitting for prolonged periods, regular interruption of prolonged neck bending is essential. This can be achieved by retracting the head and extending the neck 5 or 6 times regular intervals, for example, each hour. It's not a bad idea. Lying and resting. The next most frequent cause of neck pain is postural stress in the lying position. If you wake up in the morning with a stiff neck and painful neck that was not causing problems the night before, there is likely to be something wrong with the surface on which you are lying or the position in which you sleep. It is a comparatively easy task to correct the surface. Hold on now. It is comparatively easy task to correct the surface on which you are lying, but rather difficult to influence the position you are at while sleeping. Once you are asleep, you might just regularly change your position, or you may toss and turn, unless a certain position causes so much discomfort that it takes you up. You have no real idea of the various positions you assume while sleeping. Correction of sleeping surfaces.
All that is required to correct the surface on which you are lying is to alter your pillow. You may need to change the material of which it is made of, the thickness of it, or both. The main function of the pillow is to support both head and neck. Therefore, it should fill the natural hollow in the contour of the neck between the head and shoulders, girdily without tilting the head or lifting it up. On the contrary, the head should be allowed to rest in a dis, dis, disc-shaped hollow. You must be able to adjust the contents of the pillow easily. I love feather pillows. Just throwing that out there. Normal pillows do not permit the head to rest into a disc-shaped hollow, but tend to apply a recoil pressure against the natural position of the head would like to adapt. If you have such a pillow, replace it with a feather pillow. Oh, look at that. Replace it with a feather or down pillow so that you can easily adjust the contents to make a hollow for your head and bunch the edge of the foam a thick support for your neck. I do that all the time. Pillows made of molded form, including specially designed cervical pillows made of memory foam or temporal foam, do not allow their contents to be adjusted. They always adapt the shape of their original mold. Irrepresentative attempts to change them, and this might not be suitable for your particular weight or shape. If you for some reason If for some reason your pillow does not provide adequate support for your neck, you should also use a supportive roll. The original McKenzie cervical roll, photo 25, is specially designed for the purpose and contrary to the static cervical pillows, gives you flexibility to alter its position to suit the shape of your cervical lodorius, as you can see in picture 27. Okay. Place the roll inside your pillowcase, as you can see in picture 26. On the top of the pillow and along its lower edge in photo 26. All neck supports need to fulfill individual requirements, and each person needs to experiment for themselves for the most effective positioning. Photos 27 and 28. Correction of the lying posture. If the lying posture itself is thought to cause the problems, it needs to be investigated for each person individually. There is one position which requires further discussion. Some people like to sleep laying face down and frequently wake up with a headache or pain in the neck, which wears off as the day progresses. Other than this, they seem to have no neck problems. While laying face down, the head is usually turned to one side, and in this position, some of the joints, especially the upper neck, reach the maximum possible degree of turning and may come very close to it in photo 29. Consequently, this position places great strain on the soft tissue surrounding the joints of the neck and those between the upper and lower head. Upper neck and lower head. I love sleeping like that. It's so comfortable. But this sleeping position causes excessive strain. So I'm going to have to retrain myself on sleeping, apparently. All right. If you have problems of this nature, you must avoid laying face down. In addition, it is advisable that you perform the recommended exercises, and particularly exercises 1 and 2. Well, we're going to have to figure out what 1 is because I didn't see anything for 1. And 6. Head retraction in sitting, neck extensions in sitting, and neck rotation. See Chapter 5 for a full description. This is to ensure that you can retract the head, extend the neck properly, and have adequate range of movement when turning the neck. When turning the head. What was that? Exercises 1, 2, and 6. So exercises 1. Where is 1? Here is exercise number 2. So exercise 1, which we went over, I'll show you the picture of it. Okay. Now we're going to learn exercise 2. So we're going to sit correctly. We're going to take our neck all the way back. Turn it to the left. Slowly rotate it to the right. And back. All right, so remain seated. Repeat exercise 1 a few times. Okay. Lift your chin up and tilt your head backwards as in looking up at the sky. Do not allow your neck to move forwards as you do this. With your head tilted back as far as possible, you must rotate your head from side to side so that your nose moves just half an inch, about 2 centimeters to the left, and then 2 centimeters to the right. All the time attempting to move the head and neck even further backwards. Repeating this movement quite rhythmically and not too slowly. Okay. Once you have done this for a few seconds, return your head to the starting position. Again, each time you repeat this movement cycle, make sure that the neck extension is performed to the maximum possible degree. This exercise can be used both in a treatment and prevention of neck pain. Okay, cool. So we've learned 2 exercises. Let's learn exercise 6 real quick. Exercise 6. Oh shit. I don't know if I like this. This is for the neck rotation. Sit on a chair. While still retracted, turn your head as far to the right and then as far to the left. Oh, without moving your body. So, nope. Okay. It is important that you keep your head well retracted as you do this. If you experience more pain on the turning to one side than the other, continue the exercise by rotating the most painful side. On repetition, the pain should gradually centralize or decrease in intensity. However, should the pain increase and fail to centralize, continue the exercise by rotating to the least painful side. Once you have the same amount of pain or no pain and only stiffness when turning to either side, continue the exercise by rotating to both sides. The exercise can be made more effective by using both hands and gently by firming pushing your head even further. Okay, I personally I'm not going to do this. You can do it like that, or you can do it like that. I'm going to stick to this. This, no. Yes. No. Yes. No. No for me. Yes for me. You can do whatever you like. I'm just not about to put my hands on my head and try and hell no. Okay. Relaxing after vigorous activities. Oh, man. That happened to me today. After getting everywhere, I came home and went to sleep. When you have finished some vigorous activities, for example, playing football, hockey, tennis, jogging, or swimming, and have not suffered any pain as a result, do not relax by sitting or lying with your head in the protruded posture, like in picture 30. Thoroughly exercise joints of the spine easily distort if they are held in an overstretched position for prolonged periods. A common story is that a person sits down to rest following a hard work and sometime later has such severe pain that the neck will hardly move. Usually the activity is blamed as the cause of the trouble. But in most cases, the pain is produced by prolonged forward bending of the head and neck when relaxed or resting afterwards. After vigorous activities, retract the head and extend the neck 5 or 6 times. If you sit down to rest, avoid the protruding head posture. Relaxing after activities with head and protruded posture can mess you up, so don't do it. Working in awkward positions or cramped spaces. Some jobs can only be performed in positions that are likely to cause overstretching of the neck. These jobs may require the adoption of the sitting position, and usually they involve precision work. Alternatively, though, they may have to be performed in cramped spaces or with head and neck in awkward static positions. Photo 31. Under these circumstances, you may not be able to prevent the onset of a neck pain just by regularly assuming the correct posture. If your neck problems are brought on in this way, in addition to postural correction, frequently interrupted overstretching and performance, exercise 6, neck rotation, and then exercise 1 and 2 for a head retraction in sitting and neck extensions in sitting. Again, till chapter 5, which we'll do it again. When working with the head and the neck in a static position at regular intervals, interrupt this position by assuming the correct posture. In addition, perform 5 or 6 movements of exercise 6 and then exercise 1 and 2. And again, exercise 1 is straight. Okay. Exercise 2 is all the way back. And then exercise 3 is I'm sorry, that's exercise 6. And that one, again, you can use your hands. I'm not going to, but that is something you can do. And that is chapter 3, my friends, of treating your own neck. So I want to thank y'all so much for joining me. It is always a pleasure to be able to read to y'all and help educate you as well. Again, my name is Kristopher, motherfucker McCoy, aka Superman. It is such a pleasure. I hope that y'all have a wonderful day and hope that you enjoyed the exercises. We'll see y'all lovely people later. Remember, be kind, rewind if you're still watching VHS. Approve new dreams, and remember, every single one of you are beautiful. You're blessed. You're breaking down barriers, boundaries, and borders. Have full faith and love during these trying times because they're definitely tough. Know that every single one of you is a boss. And most of all, you're a motherfucking beast. Again, my name is Kristopher, motherfucking McCoy. And beasts don't break. I will see y'all lovely people later.